mom versus entrepreneur, is that the same in the sense of a balancing act? Are they similar? Are these jobs similar? Are they different? Like, I'm going to give you a little bit of my, I guess, perspective. I feel like they're a little bit the same, because being an entrepreneur is this roller coaster ride. You do not know what the end result is going to be. Yes, a wave. So is being a mom. All the things I remember being a new mom versus being a mom now to an 11-year-old who's about to hit puberty. Oh my God, y'all. Like, I'm not even joking. Some of y'all have heard my conversations about, like, he's asking about, sex and all of these things. I'm kind of like, oh my God. Like, I don't even know where to start, right? So I really feel like they're similar in some ways. Obviously, they're different in some ways as well. As far as differences, what do you see that some of the differences are?
So, yeah, like, I think the main difference is, like, you have a human that you're taking care of, or multiple humans that, you're teaching them right from wrong. You're raising them in a world that is kind of getting crazier every day, versus, like, your business. Like, yes, you take care of your business. That's your baby also, but in the end, I think your family always comes first, and they also play a huge role in your business. Like, I don't know if I could speak for all of us, but, like, for me, I'm doing my shop for my baby, so I can spend more time with her, so I can have a flexible schedule. So, so it kind of, like, intertwines, but super different.
Yeah. So I know both of y'all actually have blogs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I read a little bit about yours. You had a blog about you being a new mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I recommend y'all to definitely go check that out. It's So Sweet Kelly. I think So Sweet Kelly.
Yeah, I haven't written a blog in a long time, but
the new mom blog is super good. I really feel like people need to just hear those those Latina voices that are willing to be vulnerable out there. So I really appreciate that. So go check out her blog for that. And then also Meggie has a blog. You just wrote a blog last month regarding your workforce and and how you transitioned and balanced that.
It was like 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah. And one of the things that I loved about it was you talked about, the things that they took away from you in the workforce. So differences in entrepreneurship and motherhood, right?
I mean, I'm with you where there's so many similarities, because I actually call my business my firstborn child. Because it's something I nurture, it's something I care about, it's something where you can never turn it off. I don't care how hard you try. Yes, you can unplug and not answer your emails. I'm not saying that, you shouldn't do that, but you really can't help your mind going, oh, you know what, that's actually a really good idea.
Because you love it.
Yeah, because you love it, and so you're constantly, you can be I was on vacation in Aruba, and I was like, you know what would be a great email marketing strategy? And I'm like, Jesus, and so just like being a mom, you can never not think about them. I could be getting a massage, and I'm like, did I do the laundry and get it out of the dryer? I mean, your mind's always going to wander to those things. But where it's different, you're absolutely right. At the end of the day, my human babies win. And so, there's some things where you have to measure, like some things you can't help. There are so many women who have to travel for work or promote their whatever, and that can be hard to find the appropriate balance for. But even as an entrepreneur, I have an opportunity to travel next month to New York City and do this really amazing.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, which I'm so excited about. Attending this amazing conference for women, and especially ones who may not have as big of voices as others. And it's a family trip. Kids are going. We're making this a whole thing. They're not going to be at the actual conference with me. However, it's like, guess what? We're going for mommy's work, and we're going to just we're going to take this shit show on the road.
Yeah.
And so back to, like, how are they different and the same? I mean, there's overlaps. And at the end of the day, your family wins. And,
sure.
I won't ever apologize for that either. Because I do know that sometimes, especially I'm in a service-based business, so sometimes it feels like my clients have to take, a side seat for a second because I have something to deal with at home or whatever. And if a client judges me or doesn't want to work with me because of that, bye.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that way in the beginning. I felt like I had to sacrifice something with my kids or my family, or put that aside because I needed every client, and that's just not true. That's not true. I think as long as you're honest with clients, and I mean, you have to give them every nitty-gritty detail, but I think, hey, I've got this thing with my kids, I won't be able to do that this weekend, but I'll get back to you next week.
I really appreciate that. Yeah, there's just so much similarities. I feel in my new journey as an entrepreneur, I've realized, oh my God, there's just so many similarities, and I feel like I'm almost parenting as well, like this what is it, business endeavor.
Yeah.
And so, Maricia, as far as anything you'd like to add?
Well, we always say that when we create a book, it's like we're birthing a baby.
Yeah.
You know, every book we create, it's a journey, and it's a long process, and there's so much fine tuning that goes with it. You know, so like in my business, it's project based. You know, we have all these books we're putting out. So every one is so special, just like it were all my little children. You know, all my books are my children too. You know, I'm very involved in the book design process. A few of the books I've actually designed myself, and so every single little detail, you know, it's like I'm laser focused on every single little thing, make sure it's all perfect and right, because it's like, it's your product, and you have to, it's going out there, and you never know. There's this quote that my mother, our founder, always says, that books are like the wings of a bird. Where they go, no one knows. And it's like, our books are all over the country, and they're seen by so many different people, and it's like, we have to have our best version out there.
Yeah.
So that's why our books, we go through so much editing and, you know, reviews and so on to help us create the very best that we can, because it is our name and our representation, and we take that very, very seriously, because again, you know, you can never have a book that has mistakes. You know, it's like, that's not even.
They say that with children too, I'm sure.
Yeah, you cannot. You know, and of course, obviously, it's different in the sense that I can't be a perfectionist with my children. Of course,
right.
You know, everyone is human. We all make mistakes, but at the same time, I push myself a lot. You know, my kids are at a critical age right now. They're going into teenagers as well. Have, you know, one teenager and one preteen right now, and it's like I always constantly tell myself, am I doing enough? Am I doing the right things? Am I making sure that this person is going to be a success in the future? You know, one of them is going into high school next year, and I'm like, you know, the whole, you know, what classes he's going to take, and you know, is this going to get him to his eventual goal of college? And it's like, I'm always constantly thinking, oh my God, you know, am I doing enough? Am I doing the right thing? You know, so I'm always, you know, doing my best to try and gear them in the right direction, in the right path, where their talents and interests and hobbies are leading them, and of course in a positive direction, because there's just so much out there that, you know, danger, especially for teenagers, that I worry a lot. I think I'm starting to worry more now than when they were babies, when they were toddlers, because, you know,
I say that myself, actually. I told my husband, I really believe that there's a reason why I'm a more available mom now than I was then, because yes, they did need me to some extent then, but they actually need me more now, because one, they can communicate with me and tell me what's going on, or tell me how they're feeling, and so yeah, it's a lot. But one of the things also this year has been really positive, I think, that's come out of COVID is self-care, self-love, especially for mothers. So as far as a mother, or as far as y'all being mothers, what are some things that y'all do to like relax or give yourself self-care or self-love? Because there's some things, you know, that can get pushed aside once you do become an entrepreneur and a balancing act mom. And also we can't forget about the wives too. Right? We do have those guys out there, you know, that we're technically married to. If you're my husband, I still love you.
Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our next episode. Thank you to our sponsors for all the love and support.